Welcome to a new episode of Review Advent Calendar 2023. This time around we're going to review Trignal's Towards the Tomorrow. This was a suggestion by Yonaga. So let's check this song. This is a really old one. The CD and the song in question has over 11 years old, which is weird. This was one of the very first songs by Trignal, so do expect a group that sounds completely different from now. You have already a dramatic song. You have a harpsichord and a glockenspiel playing in here, already giving off a sort of... You usually would associate this type of music with something with a vampire sort of theme in here. That's of course a fantasy twist that you can find in this song. There's a screaming guitar going on your left ear. Ooh, I do love the guitar riff that was going on in there. Worth mentioning one thing. The vocals right now by Trignal sound completely different. This is a group that was still starting out. This was a group that didn't have much experience. Back in the day, Ryohei Kimura was the worst singer in this group. Weird, I know. He's now the best one in the group. He was the worst singer in the group. He lacked a lot of technique in here, but the group held its own. The group held its own really well together. That's something that Trignal always made sure to work, was their teamwork made up for the flaws that each member may have or may have had back then. This was kind of an experiment because up until now they were releasing peppy pop music, they were really upbeat, and this song, Towards the Tomorrow, didn't feel like it at all. Actually, with that synth and the guitar shredding in the background, now I shift my opinion about this song. This song sounds almost like it could be a theme song for a Sentai series. It sounds heroic, which is completely different from the vibe that I was getting with the whole harpsichord going on in the background in the intro. Even Takuya Eguchi sounds completely different right now. My god. The group has grown a lot, but going back to this CD and then listening to them right now, it's a massive difference. Notice how you are listening to unison, but all the voices are clear. You get the high notes by Yonaga Tsubasa, you get the mid-tones by Ryohei Kimura, and you get as well the mid-tones by Takuya Eguchi. And it's working. It works really, really well. They sound really good in unison. This was a technique that was needed in here because there were singers within this group that were lacking a lot of technique back then. I keep saying back then because Trignal right now is an amazing group with amazing vocals, but back when they started, they were not as amazing. I do like the urgent strings going on, and the fact that the song has quieted down a little bit for the second verse. Beautiful arpeggio going on in the piano. The harpsichord is back in the background, giving that dramatic twist to this song. There was a crazy harpsichord. Harpsichord? It was not a harpsichord. It was a piano melody going on in the background. I feel it is a piano. Now I need to re-listen to that part, and I won't be re-listening to that part. That's a bassy synth going on in there. It sounds good. It sounds a bit like the 80s. An 80s style of pop song that would only fit well in the 80s. Once again, it is a song that almost feels like it could be a theme song for a Sentai series. It's been a long time since I've listened to Tsubasa Yonaga's powerful vocals. It sounds like something that is from the past. It has been a long time since he had this power to his voice, so it sounds a bit weird to me right now. Although this is his natural voice and power that he has been lacking in the past couple of years because of his struggle with dysphonia. A weird change of key going on in there, but it worked. Ooh, the guitar is leaving a long note in there. You had the synth going for a sort of an arpeggio and also leaving a little bit of legato in there. Yeah, this song feels like a Sentai type of theme song, and one way to win me over in a pop tune is to have a guitar solo like that. A guitar in solo, in this case, screaming in the background and shredding its way. I find it a really nice touch in a song that is mostly or primarily a pop tune with some hints and bits of rock music in here. This is a song that within this specific CD, Party, in 2012, mind you, this is a CD with 11 years old. This is a song that within this CD felt completely out of place. It is filled with pop tunes, happy-go-lucky pop tunes, and then you have this. Then you have this drama going on in here, serving as a sort of an intermission to the last part of the CD. I do find this, and I believe back then I don't recall if I have reviewed this CD, but I believe I reviewed this CD. But now looking at it 11 years later, I find the song to be quite enjoyable. Although I know that right now if Trignal sing this song, it will sound amazing. Because I was listening back basically to Takuya Eguchi performing, and I was not even recognizing his singing tone in there. It's completely different. His voice has gotten a bit lower with time. Of course, he's a smoker, so he does have a lower voice by default because smoking does that to your voice. And he's a drinker, he also does that. That also does that to his voice. So he has a really low voice right now. Tsubasa Yonaga now sounds a bit different, but that's because of the struggle he has had with dysphonia, which is a vocal disorder. It can be treated, but it takes some time. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to recover from it. And then Ryohei Kimura now has turned into a massively technical singer. If you listen to him in Aopella, the a cappella franchise, and listen to his performances when he starts working with Trignal again this year, or started working with Trignal again this year, you notice that he actually is right now the best singer that the group has. He already was showing that in Tricolore when the mini album was released, but now is amazing, is unbelievable. And when you listen to this song, you will notice that he was the weakest singer in this group, and there was a big reason why the group was performing in unison most of the times, was to cover for his flaws, his and Takuya Eguchi's back then. But right now I believe that the trio can get on stage, perform this song and dazzle everyone. This was already a really good performance, mind you, but right now I feel that this group can completely throw it out of the park with this song. They can do something really amazing to this song. In a way, I would love to have some of their first CDs re-recorded with their skills right now and see what they could pull off to some of their songs. I believe they would do an amazing job. Of course, people will say, but you can also listen to them performing live. That's the same thing. Yeah, but since I do not purchase the DVDs of the Kiramone festival or even of their live shows, because I'm a fan of their music but not a fan to the point of purchasing their live DVDs, so I have not purchased, so I do not know how they perform or if they ever have performed this song live. Towards the Tomorrow sounds like the type of song that I would fit as an opening or an ending theme to a mecha style of anime or even to a Sentai style of series. It sounds heroic, it is quirky, but quirky in a good way. It sounds completely different from what Trignal used to do. It's pop, but not necessarily full-on pop. It is rock, but also not necessarily full-on rock. It has a really good balance between both genres, and also the unique twist that Trignal brought to their performance. So I do feel that this song is enjoyable to listen to. I believe that although we all listened to this song from 2012, which was when the group didn't sound as good as they do right now, I still feel that the group was showing a lot of potential, and back then I said that the group had a lot of potential, and truly it came to be when they arrived, for example, in Tricolore and right now in Iro Nakatachi. So the group is really, really good, and they have improved a whole lot. Of course, they had to go through their experiences in different 2D music projects, struggle with different things, and actually tackle their own solo careers to find their own voices and to improve further, and bring all that experience right now to the group. I do feel that right now would completely leave you with the mouth ajar performing Towards the Tomorrow. Back then this was an amazing performance. They were one of the first ones in this generation, this most recent generation of seiyuu units, to appear, and they had basically no one to base their music on, and they started to create music that would fit the group, would fit their vibe, that would fit their concept, but they have later on changed their concept to a more mature one, because it makes sense. The group is growing older, no one is below 30 years old, so it doesn't make any sense to be happy-go-lucky and peppy all the time. So they now have a completely different vibe. So this was a really good throwback song. I was not expecting someone to grab something this old, let's say this old, because the website, The Hand That Feeds HQ, was already working back then. It was only 2 years old, but it was already working. And this was one of the very first groups that I reviewed music from. And I remember this CD, but I don't remember the review itself and what I gave to which song. But once again, my impressions back then may be completely different from my impressions right now. 11 years have passed since I first reviewed this CD. It's crazy. So this is a massive throwback for me. A nice one. I was not expecting to go this back in time and revisit a song by a group that I do appreciate a whole lot. Thank you very much for suggesting this song, Yonaga. And thank you very much for watching this episode up until this point. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you enjoyed it, there is a playlist in here linked for you to check all the reviews I've made so far in the Review Advent Calendar series. There is a wide variety of songs in there for you to choose from, so do pick and choose what makes you more interested about, and do dive into those if you can. And of course, thank you very much for watching this episode yet again, and I'll see you guys soon.